breakdown that we have for you guys today is going to be a lateral bound. Now, a lateral bound is used to create separation from our defender on a lateral plane, so wider than that defender's frame, so that way we can attack different lines. Typically, we'll have a couple of different scoring options. First of which, we can go right away, so if the defender is stationary, we can attack. Second one, if defender jumps that ball side, we can cross back and counter to come back where we came from. The third one would be if that defender sags, we can shoot. So I'm going to go through a couple of different entries to that lateral bound on different moves, and then a couple of different finishing options out of those shots. Let's take a peek at what it looks like. One key tip when doing a lateral bound is making sure that we skip off that lead foot. So if I'm operating right, I'm going to skip off that right foot and allow my left foot to go back behind my frame, so that way I land in that split stance, giving me the opportunity to attack, counter, or pull. After you've skipped into that lateral bound, we got to make sure that back foot hits prior to that lead foot hitting, so that way we can propel our body and continue to shift that momentum in the direction of either the ball or that quick counter or our shot. So take a peek at that little difference or little detail with me landing on that back foot and then driving my weight forward on that lead foot. As we get into space with that lateral bound, it's so important that we make sure that ball stays wider than our frame. This will give us an opportunity to get our body into space, whether it be our shot, our attack, or our counter. So when making the right read on a counter out of a lateral bound, we want to make sure that we're reading that defender's body, overplay our body. So if I have a defender on me and I'm doing a lateral bound to the left, if I see that defender's midline hits the middle of my body, I know that I'm going to have the opportunity to counter. So make sure that we're really selling, allowing that ball to go outside our frame, get that defender committed, and as soon as we see them committed to that ball side, we're gonna go right into our counter. So a tip when going into a counter out of a lateral bound is to make sure you show that offhand to your midline. This gives the defender the opportunity to think that we might be attacking ball side, and at that point when they overjump, that's when we can hit them with the crossover. So when going into a shot out of a lateral bound, the read is that we see a defender back in their stance. So I want to make sure that they're in a heel lock position, so when I step that back foot into space, my offhand is going to come toward the ball, almost timing my pickup with that back foot hitting the ground to give me the most optimal and quickest release possible. This position or this action of me stepping foot into place is hopefully going to put defender back in their stance. That way it gives me a little bit of extra space and time to get that shot off. I hope you all enjoyed this move breakdown. I have a ton more in store for you guys, so make sure you stay tuned, like and comment. Make sure you follow along in this journey to help you guys become the best possible hoops player that you can be. Let's get it.